Ladies and gentlemen, all across the world today, people are watching. They are watching very closely what is happening in Nigeria, a country that should be a beacon of hope, a country filled with amazing, hardworking people, a country with enormous potential. And yet, Nigeria is facing a crisis of leadership, a crisis of justice, and a crisis of human rights. And I am here today to speak out very strongly, very clearly, because silence in the face of injustice is not acceptable. We must tell the truth. We must say it as it island. I am calling very strongly for the immediate release of Nnamdi Kanu. He has been unjustly detained, persecuted, and silenced simply because he stood up for his people. He raised his voice for the Igbo people, and for that, he has been punished. That is not democracy. That is not freedom. That is persecution. The Igbo people are some of the most talented, resilient, and innovative people in Africa. They have built businesses. They have contributed to the economy. They have survived a terrible civil war, and yet, decades later, they are still treated as second-class citizens in their own country. This is wrong. Totally wrong. And let me say this. When a government fears the voice of its own citizens, that government has lost its way. When a government locks up leaders instead of listening to them, it is not leading with strength, it is leading with fear. Nigeria must do better. The world is watching. But it is not only about Nnamdi Kanu and the Igbo people. We must also speak about the persecution of Christians in Nigeria. Too many times, churches have been attacked, burned to the ground. Too many families have lost loved ones. Too many innocent men, women, and children have been slaughtered simply for their faith. It is one of the great human rights tragedies of our time, and it is happening right now. Every man and woman should have the right to worship freely, to gather in peace, and to live without fear of being attacked. Religious freedom is not negotiable. It is a God-given right. And when Christians are being murdered and their voices are being ignored, that is not only a Nigerian problem, that is a global problem. To the leaders of Nigeria, I say this: the world is watching you. History is watching you. Release Nnamdi Kanu. Stop the persecution of the Igbo people. Protect Christians across your land. Show the world that you are ready for peace, for justice, for fairness, because a nation that persecutes its own people cannot stand strong. To the international community, I say, do not remain silent. Do not turn your back. Silence only empowers the oppressor. We must speak for those who cannot speak. We must stand for those who are silenced. The people of Nigeria deserve the same freedoms, the same justice, and the same dignity as every other people on earth. I say to the Nigerian youth, you are the future. You are strong, you are smart, and you are the hope of your nation. Do not lose hope. Do not be afraid to stand for justice, because the world is beginning to hear your voices. And I say to the Igbo people, your struggle is seen, your pain is recognized, your contributions to Nigeria, to Africa, and to the world will never be erased. You are not forgotten, and you will never be forgotten. Let this be a turning point. Let this be the time when justice prevails. Let this be the moment when the government listens to the cries of its people. The immediate release of Nnamdi Kanu is the first step toward healing, toward peace, toward unity. Nigeria is too great a country to be torn apart by division, injustice, and persecution. It is time to choose freedom over fear, justice over oppression, and unity over division. So once again, I am calling, as strongly as possible, release Nnamdi Kanu now. Protect the Igbo people. Protect the Christians. Restore freedom. Restore justice. Restore hope. God bless the people of Nigeria. God bless the oppressed. And God bless the freedom-loving people all over the world. Thank you very much.
My brothers and sisters, we gather here speaking of African unity, yet one of our own sits in chains. Nnamdi Kanu was abducted, renditioned, and silenced, not because he stole, not because he killed, but because he demanded what we all claim to want: true independence. Do not tell me this is Nigeria's internal affair. When one African is chained, all Africans are chained. When one voice is silenced, all our voices are at risk. We wear fine suits, we sign trade deals that enrich our colonizers, while those who fight for real freedom are punished. Is this justice? Is this sovereignty? No, it is betrayal. We all know the truth, yet too many of us pretend not to. Nnamdi Kanu was not captured with a weapon in his hands. He was not a warlord, he was not a murderer, he was not a thief of public treasury. He was a man who chose the path of words, who picked up the microphone instead of the machete, who built his struggle on speeches, not on bullets. Yet see how he was treated, see how he was hunted, see how he was dragged like prey in the night. Even the manner of his arrest was clothed in secrecy, shrouded in questions that no authority has answered with honesty. If justice was the motive, why the shadows? If fairness was the goal, why the silence? This is a direct message to Igbo governors. Yes, I am speaking to you. Where were you when your brother Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped, chained, and thrown into prison? Where were you when he cried out for justice, not just for himself but for your people? You chose silence. You chose comfort. You chose to bow before power while your own son was humiliated before the world. You betray not just Kanu, you betray the land that birthed you. You betray the youth who once believed you would protect them. You betray the mothers who pray in tears every night. And you betray the very idea of leadership itself. Nnamdi Kanu did not steal from your people. He did not kill your people. He gave his voice, his freedom, his blood for them. And instead of standing with him, you stand with those who oppress him. Tell me, is this not betrayal? Governors of Int'L, let me remind you, silence is not leadership. Silence is complicity, and complicity is betrayal. History will not remember your mansions, your convoys, your contracts. History will remember this moment that when your brother sat in chains, you turned your back. When your land cried for justice, you chose to protect your seats instead. Stand for your people, stand for your brother, or accept the truth that you are leaders in name but traitors in action. The youth are watching, Africa is watching, and history never forgets. Brothers and sisters, how long shall Africa watch in silence while one of her own sons is dragged through humiliation? How long shall a people stand by while their brother is betrayed, mocked, and left to rot in detention? How long shall we pretend not to see that injustice has become a daily bread served on the table of power? I cannot keep quiet. I will not hold my tongue while Nnamdi Kanu, a son of Nigeria, a son of Igbo and a son of Africa, languishes in chains. His crime? That he dared to speak, that he dared to raise questions that others were too afraid to ask, that he dared to stand when others chose to kneel. For this, he has been hunted, arrested in secrecy, dragged across borders like a common criminal, and thrown into the abyss of endless court delays. Tell me, is this justice or is this persecution?
All right, thank you very much for your time. It baffles me. This is silence chosen by the leaders of Igbo land, the men. They say that they are men of valor. Whatever they call themselves, they have chosen silence. And silence is not golden. This is complicity. This is cowardice. And this is completely unacceptable. Yes, we must continue to push for the release of Nnamdi Kanu. No wonder they are, abridging the long-awaited or prolonged date for hearing again. What are they hearing? Nothing. They're just buying time to watch him die. It will not happen the way they propose it. God is God and bigger than Nigeria. Okay? Let God's hand turn things around. Let those that are supposed to go down, go down. Let those that are supposed to rise up, rise up. And that is the wind of change that has to happen. It has to happen right in our time. Yes, I await that. I say, God be praised. And let the whole earth be silent. Let them release Nnamdi Kanu now, or they will hear from us. Thank you.